Hello everyone, welcome to another episode for Tech Kala and today we have Pritish with us. Pritish will be talking, about LFX. So सबके दिमाग में पहले थॉट ये आता है कि यार ओपन सोर्स का मतलब इज इट ओनली जीशॉक बट आई वुड से नो ओपन सोर्स में और भी प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं फॉर एग्जांपल वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रोग्राम्स यू कैन लुक फॉर दैट इज LFX and today we will be talking about LFX mentorship, how you can get that, what about the stipend over there, how to select organization and all those like कोई भी एक beginner को जो questions face हो सकते हैं Pritish will be here with us and guiding us through it एंड वो अपने को सारा थॉट्स उसका बताएगा हाउ ही गॉट सिलेक्टेड इन एलएफएक्स एंड फर्स्टली ये जानते हैं कि यार प्रीतिश कौन है एंड कहाँ से है कहाँ पे कर रहा है क्या कर रहा है एंड एवरीथिंग सो प्रीतिश डू यू माइंड इंट्रोड्यूसिंग योरसेल्फ अ बिट लाइक like basically answering who is Pritish.
Hey folks, I'm Pritish Samal. I'm a final year undergrad student from NIT Rourkela, pursuing bachelor's in ceramic engineering, which is not at all a stream related to technology or software. Previously, I have been a LFX mentee at Kaiverno, and in 2022, I was the Google Summer of Code mentor at the Open Bioinformatics Foundation. And currently, I'm working as a software developer intern at BharatPay. So that's about me.
Okay, that's a lot of things Pritish you did in your college days and I hope that's pretty much motivational for at least me and I'm pretty much sure the people who are watching you it's all as well for them. सो बिफोर वी स्टार्ट प्रीतिश लाइक सबका थॉट ये रहता है कि ओपन सोर्स में कर रहे हैं काम तो क्या पैसा मिलता है अपने को बट मेजरली यार पैसे के लिए हम जनरली ओपन सोर्स पे नहीं करते हैं it's generally a lot of learnings and the feel of contributing to a larger code base and contributing actually into the community and because what I feel like modern software development is really based on like 80% of the code which is being written is taken from open source library so if you're part of that आई गेस यू आर बीइंग पार्ट
Exactly.
और एक्चुअली तुम बहुत कुछ कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हो जो कि बहुत लोगों को नहीं दिखता है सो I have made videos on like why contribute open source and all those things so you can check that out the links will be in the description so before we start Pritish like since LFX is a mentorship program and in Google Summer of Code we get a stipend of around say $3,000 if you're doing it for full time so what about the stipend you get in LFX mentorship like do you get paid or is it the feel of just doing for the community is something which is enough and that is something a sort of stipend for you and what was for you exactly.
Okay, so the Linux Foundation mentorship program comes with a stipend. I mean, it's more than the stipend, it's a great learning opportunity, but it also comes with a stipend, which is $3,000, and it might vary from organization to organization. But for me, it was $3,000, and that too, like you'll be having two evaluations, the mid evaluation and the final evaluation, and you'll be evaluated on both the mid and finals, and after that, your stipend will be approved. So,
Uh, that's, I guess, pretty much similar to Google Summer of Code. We have two things like first midterm evaluation, then full time, like end term evaluation, and then we get half of the money at the first half and second of the money second half. But according to me, यार पैसा उतना important नहीं होना चाहिए जब आप open source में काम कर रहे हो sort of because पैसे कमाने के लिए there are other ways like if you are interested go for freelancing and you can just be a consultant for other companies and all those things so maybe हम उतना पैसे को लेके इस पे नहीं पड़ते because there is a lot more things we can focus on actually.
Mhm.
So Pritish, like, what do you think? The actual benefits of being a part of the journey. Like LFX join करने से like तुमको क्या क्या अभी तक फायदा मिल चुका है? Sort of like the like what are the advantages and people actually should look up to when they're planning of being a part of this journey. Like your views, basically your views. What do you think?
So I would say the Linux Foundation mentorship program has helped me in shaping my career, I would say, because that was the entry point where I started contributing to real world open source projects like the huge open source projects like Kubernetes or Prometheus, Grafana. these all. And after the mentorship period, I got to know like how these cloud native technologies and their code bases looks like, and how to go through their code bases to understand the feature or something. And yeah, I essentially learned a lot from my mentors. My mentor was shooting. She is one of the maintainer of Kaiwana project, and we used to have like 2 to 3 calls per week, uh, just to get updates. And if I had some doubts, she'll just come on the call and she'll clear all the doubts. So this is like a one-to-one mentorship program. You'll get mentorship for free even, but this program allows you to have a dedicated mentor. So I think that has helped me a lot. And currently, I'm working in the corporate side of things. So I have reduced my open source contributions, but I'm planning to kickstart it again this year.
Okay, that's really good, like actually you get mentorship directly from people who are in the industry, and that is something that really, empowers us to contribute further and things. So, Pritesh, since you mentioned a bit about, that about cloud native, so maybe you can just, explain someone who has, maybe you can explain cloud native to some 5-year-old people who have, never heard of the term, and what is it exactly. And again, like, does LFX mentorship only has organization that is totally based on cloud native technologies, or it can be something different as well? So if you can just first of all, like, say what is cloud native, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so the cloud native are the technologies which are used by the big techs like Amazon, Microsoft, Google. So they use these technologies in their day-to-day lives. Per se, if like Microsoft or Google, they want to scrape the metrics of their server just to see what's the uptime or downtime, or if their server is facing any load on it. So for that, you use Prometheus, and Prometheus is a cloud native technology. And if you want to see those data in real time, you plot the Prometheus metrics into a Grafana dashboard. That's again a cloud native technology. And if you want to see how resilient your whole architecture is, then you use Chaos Mesh. So that's again a cloud native technology. So these huge companies, they use these cloud native technologies in their day-to-day life to make their work more efficient and easier. So that's about cloud native, I would say, to a 5-year-old.
Okay, so that's good. Like, it's basically what I think it is, basically, if you think of any large software that is in scale, that is using cloud technologies, and cloud native tools are basically helping to manage those cloud-based servers. So yeah, we can think like that. So moving forward, Pritish, like,
Right,
what do you
right.
think? Like, like someone like now people may be motivated, sort of like, you are getting stipend, you are getting a dedicated mentorship, you're getting to learn a lot, you're contributing into the actual code base, you are adding value to it. So what do you think, yeah, for like, what was the process you followed to get selected for LFX mentorship?
Okay. So the process, like I applied for the fall batch of 2021, and that happens around like the timeline was from September to November. It's a 3-month mentorship program. So the timeline was from September 2021 to November 2021, and the applications for that batch opened around August mid. So there's the official LFX mentorship website where you can find all the projects listed from A to Z, what all projects are going to participate in LFX, and what tech stack they required for their project idea to be implemented. And you'll find all sort of information there. But I started like that was my second time applying to LFX. The first time I applied in the summer batch, but got rejected because I didn't have any idea of what LFX was. I just heard the name for the first time and I went to the website and directly applied. But after applying for the first time, I got to know what were my mistakes and how I could rectify them the next time. And that I think increased my chances when I applied for the second time. So I started preparing for the LFX mentorship program around beginning of July. I did nothing. I just explored things on the cloud native side, like what is Docker, what is Kubernetes, because these were the buzzwords that time. So I tried exploring these technologies and I tried learning Golang because I saw most of the CNCF projects are using Golang as a primary language. So I started learning Golang. And from the first week of August, what I did is I tried to go to the GitHub. Like there's a repository on GitHub that's CNCF slash mentoring repository, and that's where the projects get added uh, first. After that, the website gets updated with the same projects, but it takes some time, like a week, around a week, you can say. So that's why to be like to have more knowledge earlier, I went to the CNCF slash mentoring repository, and that's where I saw the participating projects. At that time, the website wasn't even updated yet. So there I saw the projects participating, and I shortlisted three projects which matched my skill set. One was Kaivannu, second one was Chaos Mesh, and the third one was Layer 5. So I like Service Mesh, which is essentially Layer 5. So I applied to these three projects. So these were the projects I shortlisted, and after that, when the projects got updated in the website, official website, I applied for it, and if you ask me what's the application procedure, I would say it will vary from organization to organization because for me, I applied to three different projects and all of them had a different application procedure. For Kaivan, it was straight enough like you submit your resume and a cover letter in the LFX portal, and you are done. So your application is done. Before that, I tried to contribute to some good first issues and attended some bi-weekly meetings of Kaivano, and that was my overall application procedure, like just the resume and cover letter. But if you ask me what was the procedure for Chaos Mesh, so when I applied, I submitted my resume and cover letter, and after that I got a mail which had a small assignment which had to be completed within 5 to 7 days time. So the assignment was about building a mini node exporter kind of thing, which was basically a light version of the Prometheus node exporter. So uh, after like the applicants after they submit the assignment, they have to export in a zip file, and then they have to send it via mail attaching that zip. So at that time, like I was completely new to these technologies. So what I did is I tried exploring and researching a bit of my own, and within 2 to 3 days time I was able to complete the assignment and I submitted it. After that, the evaluations will take place, like which candidate to choose and whose assignment was efficient and better implemented. So I got a like I got rejection from layer 5 as well as from Smash. And after I got a rejection from Smash, like it was bit surprising to me because the assignment which was supposed to be completed in 7 days time, I completed it within 2 to 3 days and I submitted. So I was thinking maybe I had better chances in Smash, but like in the CNCF Slack, the maintainer of the Chaos Mesh project, he messaged me saying that your assignment was really good and up to the mark, but we are moving forward to another candidate because he had a master's in distributed systems, and I think he'll be able to give us better ideas. So I said, yeah, that's also fair enough. So that was my overall application procedure for Chaos Mesh. And the layer 5 organization, what uh, the application procedure was, key you submit the what do I say, the resume and cover letter in the LFX portal, but they'll choose like your cover letter should also include the past contribution that you have made. Like they look for significant previous contributions that are made to their projects, like the service mesh patterns or those type of projects that they have under them. And on your previous contributions, they'll decide whether to choose you or not. Also, there was another organization named BuildPack, and that organization needed you to write a detailed proposal of how you are going to implement that feature and include it in the cover letter itself. So you'll be essentially submitting the resume and cover letter, but your cover letter will also be having a detailed proposal of how you are going to approach.
Okay.
So that was kind of the application procedure.
Okay, so that's actually great, Pritish. Like a lot of people just, don't just want to share about the rejections. I really like the thing that you are showcasing that pretty much, in public sort of, because you also mentioned that you got rejected in the first one. फिर से तुमने apply किया and then also तुमको दो जगह से rejection मिला, then also you got selected in one, and that is really, I guess, motivating for a lot of folks out there, because लोग reject होते हैं then they're like यार शायद सॉफ्टवेयर है ही नहीं मेरे लिए, and वो छोड़ देते हैं. बट शायद तुम एक एग्जांपल हो जहाँ पे तुम इतना शेयर भी कर पा रहे हो, दैट थिंग इट्स फाइन टू गेट रिजेक्टेड folks. So just keep working on things, and I hope you will be ending up like Pritish in the process. So Pritish, like as you mentioned, जैसे हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का थोड़ा वैराइड प्रोसेस हो सकता है, बट तुमने जैसे एक चीज कांस्टेंट रखा कि हर में अप्रोक्स अप्रोक्स तुमको कवर लेटर देना होता है. So
Mhm.
how is the, like how should someone who has never written a cover letter, how should they write? So if you can just talk about that in say 30 seconds or 1 minute, what would be your advice on building an absolutely fantastic cover letter? And if you are also cool with it, we can also have your cover letter shared in the description, so folks may check that out as well. So yeah, yes, Pritesh.
Sure, sure. So cover letter, it's like uh, uh, drafting your content on why, like from where you got to know about this program, what motivated you to apply to this program, and what skills can you bring to the table, like what new skills can you bring to the table, and what you expect to get out of this mentorship program. So that basically makes up your cover letter. And I think, like, as most of you will be using it, the best place to look for cover letter is Overleaf. So Overleaf has one of the, like, some of the best cover letter templates I've ever seen. And even I used Overleaf template. I'll share the link in the description. So my cover letter included like how I got to know about this program, and what motivated me to apply to this program. Also, what are the skills that I possess, and some new skills that I can bring to the table. And what do you expect to get out of the mentorship program? So these are the four questions which they have on their like the official portal, I guess. They'll be having these four questions just as an information key. Yeah, you need to include these like the answer to this question. So I would say spend like considerable amount of time drafting some really good content for the cover letter. That would help you a lot.
Okay, that's interesting. And I guess, just like answering those questions is pretty much similar to, writing a proposal for Google. So, but of course, some of the sections are common in that as well, I guess. So if you don't know, how to write a good proposal, you can check out my
Mhm.
video. I have made one, have tried to share my views on how you can write. So I will be sharing that in the description. Also, since Pritish, तुमने दोनों किया है, right? Like you have done LFX and you have been a Google Summer of Code mentor as well. So now coming to the question sort of the thing, which we can a lot of folks are interested is like, what are the differences? Like if we do, just sort of versus like Google Summer of Code versus LFX, what would be your views on that?
So the main difference between GSoC and the Linux Foundation Mentorship Program is the LFX Mentorship Program is specifically built for beginners to get started in the cloud native ecosystem. But meanwhile, GSoC is also meant for beginners only. Like even the beginners or the experienced professionals can also participate. But in GSoC, you need to like if you are finalizing a project idea, then you need to write a detailed proposal for it, like how you are going to approach or how you are going to implement the feature and what tech stack you are going to use, what architecture have you planned to use, and similar sort of things. So timeline also. But in LFX, uh, it's completely meant for beginners, and because cloud native, I wouldn't say it's tough or complex, but it's not that beginner friendly. Like you need to have some kind of mentorship in the end. So that's what LFX is all about. And in LFX, you don't like in most of the cases you don't require to submit a proposal, and your timeline will be decided by your mentors itself. Like if you get selected, then a mentor will be finalizing a timeline for you and how you are going to contribute, and like after which you'll be working on which code base. So all sort of things, the detailed timeline will be like made by your mentor itself. So I think these are the two great differences between the Google Summer of Code and the LFX mentorship program.
Okay, and that's interesting. Like, and एक और चीज we can add is simply like GShock Google के द्वारा मैनेज किया जाता है, and LFX I guess is managed by Linux Foundation itself. So yeah, so maybe the
Uh-huh.
parent organization थोड़ा
Same,
अलग हो
same.
जाता है, तो थोड़ा सा उधर
Huh.
differences आ जाती है maybe. So now,
Right.
talking about Pritish, maybe the last segment of it is like, sharing our final thoughts. So maybe अगर मैं कुछ पूछना भूल गया या फिर you feel there are some of the things which should be mentioned, or maybe your ending notes for beginners who are just starting out and just motivated enough to know कि यार इस बार तो LFX में जाना है, इस बार तो अपने को सीखना है क्लाउड नेटिव वाली चीजें. So anything which you want to share for people who are watching you as of now, please let us know.
Mm. So a couple of things that I wanted to tell as an ending remarks is first of all, if you're planning to apply for the like the I guess this will be the summer batch, like the next batch is summer batch. So if you're planning to apply for the summer batch, then uh, I think you should start making a contributions now just to get acquainted with the cloud native community, and keep a watch on the CNCF/mentoring repository. Niket will also put the link in the description. And I know, like most of the beginners generally get intimidated by seeing such complex and huge code bases, that too, not from a programming language that's like beginner friendly, like not Python or JavaScript. It's usually Golang, Perl, and similar type of languages. So the only thing I want to say is don't get intimidated, because after a point of time, these similar things which intimidates you will start sounding familiar to you once you understand what's the actual use of the tool, and how the internal architecture is built. And the final thing I wanted to say is, like, if like if you are aiming for LFX just because of the stipend, I would say like it's useless to apply, because LFX doesn't essentially mean open source. Open source, I mean, I said the opposite. Open source doesn't mean LFX. LFX is just a part where, or is just a program where beginners get encouraged to participate in open source contribution, and even after the mentorship period, if they want, they can stick around with the community and contribute even further. So if you're really enthusiastic about cloud native tech and open source, then I highly encourage you to apply. The stipend is just a reward for the like all the good work that we'll be doing in the 3 months mentorship program. That's it. I take the stipend in that way. So that was all the points I think I wanted to mention. Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of things, Pritish. Like, yeah, absolutely. The open source पे हम contribute कर रहे हैं, पैसा is not at all is something we should actually think of. And ऊपर से Pritish ने has mentioned किया, learning Golang, is very important, and beginners is not that beginner friendly. I would also agree with that. Because the point when I started also learning, I was also intimidated with a lot of things. Like मेरे को काफी टाइम तक तो यार समझ ही नहीं आ रहा था कि go routines होता क्या है. So those things. So I also keep writing blogs. I will be sharing a link
Exactly.
actually for how you can build Go server in under 10 minutes. I will be sharing the link in the description. You can check that. And yes, like काफी सारे concepts ऐसे भी होते हैं यार जो अपने को समझ नहीं आता है अभी तक भी. I would not say कि मेरे को भी आता है. I'm just learning Golang as well. Like बहुत सारे अभी भी वो fundamentals features शायद है जो मेरे को अभी explore करना काफी हद तक बाकी है. But I will try to list out as many points in via my blogs, and maybe I will try to make video contents as well for those. So yeah, just keep an eye on that. And also the description will be pretty much resource intensive. Pritesh will be sharing a lot of valuable resources which I guess he used during his time, and I guess that will be pretty much useful to you. So just keep a note. And also Pritesh and I belong from the same college. We were also in the same cohort while our MLS fellowship. So it was really great to have you, Pritesh. Thanks a lot. I will be sharing his socials in the description. So in case you are someone who have some questions about say open source, or how to go for internships, or how to apply off campus, he has been a guy who has been part of a lot of things. Like he has been into communities for a long period of time, and he's a great guy. So I will be sharing his links in the description. You can contact with me if you have anything. And yeah, Pritish, any thanking note or anything for the viewers which you want to add?
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Aniket, for having me. And yeah, Aniket really have like started his YouTube channel, and he has some really good content. So please do follow him everywhere. You'll get to know about a lot of things. He also shares opportunities in LinkedIn or Twitter. So do follow him there
या
also.
एंड आई गेस प्रीतेश सबसे ज़्यादा ट्विटर पे एक्टिव रहता है मोस्ट प्रोबेबली जितना मेरे को लगता है, या फिर बाकी मीडियाज पे आप उसको कांटेक्ट कर सकते हो आपके अकॉर्डिंग, एंड प्रीतेश रिवर्ट बैक करेगा. सो तुम सबसे लाइक एक्टिव किस पे रहते हो? व्हाट डू यू थिंक पीपल शुड कांटेक्ट यू टू गेट आंसर्स क्विकली? सो व्हाट इज द मीडियम?
Twitter, I try to keep it informal, but I think you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll be able to reply you there.
Okay, awesome. Like, thanks a lot, Pritish, for guiding us through the lot of things जो मैंने भी सीखा है इस podcast से, and I hope folks who are listening to it are also learning a lot. And so yeah, so if I would have been you and listening to this, I would have considered subscribing the pressing the subscribe button. So I hope you also do that. Also, thanks a lot, guys, for joining.